Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lesson 32, which is the second last lesson to this module. And today we're going to interpret and evaluate numerical expressions. Now, we've done this several times throughout the year in modules 1, 2, 3, and now we're doing it in module 4. Interpret means to figure it out, either write it in words or write it in numbers. Right, our expressions, and interpret is another way of saying we're going to solve. So we're going to use some of our vocabulary such as sum and product and times, of, quotient, things of that nature to help us in our work today. And I want to solve as many problems as we can, so let's get started. Okay. I'm going to move to page 146, at least that's what I believe it is here as I wrote. And we're going to solve as many of these as we can. And we're going to interpret, I should say. And I notice that this one is in parentheses, so we're going to do the parentheses first. And with this one is a decimal, and this one is, this one's a fraction, this one's a decimal. Let's try to make them uniform, or in other words, the same. So I'm going to turn my 8/10 into a fraction. And I know that in our fraction work, we can multiply those across, and same with our 7/10. Not quite sure about that. You can head back to our multiplying fraction videos going up into classwork, module 4, and scrolling down to our lessons. They were into the 22, 23, 24, 25. Check those out. Okay. Now, we can multiply those across, giving us 32/70. For some of you are thinking, hey, I can simplify and divide first and divide by 2, or 8 and 10, I have 2's in common. Certainly can do that as well. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to keep it at 32/70. And we cannot forget that we still want to find the difference. So we're going to subtract 1/10. And 1/10 is a little different than 70ths, so we're going to need to find an equivalent fraction. I'm going to make them 70ths. And since we're getting bigger here, we're going to multiply. And what are we going to multiply? 10 times 7 is going to give us 70. And in order to get equivalent fractions, the numerator also has to be multiplied by 7, giving us 7/70ths. Now I'm going to rewrite this again, 32/70ths, and we're going to subtract now 7/70ths. Our denominator doesn't change in subtraction, or in adding for that matter, and if we can't do this one mentally, off to the side, we can subtract, knowing that we have to unbundle and bring over a group of 10 to give us 12, and 12 minus 7 is 5, 2 minus nothing is 2. And 25 is your numerator. There is our evaluation. We solved it, 25/70ths. Let's try the next one. Here we have 2 groups of parentheses. So in this case, it really shouldn't matter if we start on this side here or over here. Since I like to read left to right, I'm going to start over here. And I'm going to write this as a fraction, 1/10 divided by 3. Dividing fractions. Great, I'm glad we're doing this because we're going to create a model. And we are going to show our 1/10. In order to do so, we're going to have to break this up into tenths. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 lines. Here's our 1/10. Here's our whole. And we're going to decompose our 1/10 into 3 parts. And as we do that, we know that all our pieces need to be equal in fractions. So we're going to have to decompose each one of these into our thirds. 2 lines for each in there for our decomposition. And we ultimately want just one of those pieces. So what fraction is this here? Well, there's 1 out of how many pieces? Well, there's 3, 3 and 3 and 3 and 3, all the way for 10 times. 10 times 3 is 30. We have 1/30th. Again, not sure how we came up with that. Check out the dividing fractions in lessons 26, 27, 28, I believe. And that's only part of it, because now we need to add our 9/10 times 4. Well, I can certainly rewrite this as 9 times 4 divided by 10, which gives us 36/10. And as we have to add these, 1/30th plus 36/10. Again, I need to make equivalent fractions. So my 36/10 ultimately needs to make 30. So I need to multiply. And 10 times 3 in this case gives us 30, so I have to multiply by 3. Don't know this one mentally? Not a big deal. 36 times 3 off to the side. 3 times 6 is 18. Have to bundle the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 108. I'm going to rewrite this once more as 1/30th plus 108/30th. Give us 109/30ths. And that technically is correct. Now, if you want to go above and beyond, we can turn our, let's see, I'm going to move down here a little bit. We can turn our 109/30ths into a mixed number. And so how many 30/30ths can you pull out? Well, there's 60/30ths. There's 90/30ths. That's giving us 3 wholes and 19/30ths left over. So this would certainly work as an answer as well. So either one of these would certainly work. Again, you're having some trouble with these, reach out to me or your fellow classmates for some assistance. Also check out the We Do video for a little bit more breakdown of these types of problems. All right, let's do another one. Here we have another one. We have finding the difference between two numbers, and we're doing times. We're finding, we can think of as a word to help us. So 12/10 minus, I'm going to turn this into a fraction, 5/10. Well, that's nice. That's just a basic fact right there. It's going to give us 7. 7/10 times 4. Wow, this one's all really, maybe we should have done this one first. 7 times 4 divided by 10, giving us 28/10. Or you can make this as 2 wholes and 8/10. You might even want to simplify that and say, well, I know they're 8 and 10 both have 2 in common. I can say 4/5. Any one of these would be the correct answer. All right, let's see. Do we have another one? Oh, we do. One of my favorites, because this goes back to Module 2. What do we call that? An exponent. This is really 10 times 10 times 10, which we get as 1,000. 1,000 times 6 divided by 10. Well, that's nice. That's going to give us 6,000 divided by 10. Put this on a place value chart if you need to. Right, but I know that I'm dividing, so I'm getting smaller by 1 place value. Again, that 10 tells us just 1 place. So I'm going to get 600. And now I have to do 600 times, and I love fractions, so I'm going to put this into 9/100ths, which ultimately gives us 600 times 9 divided by 100. I really like this basic fact, 9 times 6, 54, and it's 100 times as big. And we're dividing by 100. We're moving 2 places to the right on the place value chart. I use that place value chart or make one if needed. And that's going to ultimately give us 54. And there is your evaluation. You solved it. Now we did all of that work. This is the most difficult portion of the lesson. It is just going ahead and evaluating them or solving them. All right, but there's another part to the lesson. Let's take a look at that in our problem set. Problem set, yep, page 146. And let's do a few of these in the 5 minutes that I have. Again, try to make it 15 minutes or less. We're going to circle the expression that's equivalent or the same as the sum of 3 and 2 divided by 1/3. Keyword, keyword. Right? Sum means addition, and divided obviously is divide. So we need to find something that's going to give us an answer to 3 and 2. All right, so which one is going to show us 3 and 2 added together? Well, this one so far looks like it. This one doesn't have 3 and 2 because this one's 2 divided by. So we can cross that one out. This one's 3 plus 2. That one's 3 plus 2. That's great. All right, so now the next part is divided by 1/3. Well, this one certainly works because that fraction line means dividing. Here, we're adding and then dividing. Yeah, that one would work. This one would not work. And I would ask for a fellow genius to share why, and that's because order matters. This 1/3 would have to be over here to work. You're going to get a completely different answer when you evaluate this. Let's look at number 2. Circle the expression or expressions, multiple, that have 28 divided by the difference between 4/5 and 7/10. Let's find the key words first. Divided, well, there's our divided, and difference. I've been using that a lot the last couple lessons in regards to our division lessons. Differences means subtraction. So we need to do 28 divided by first. Well, this one has 28 divided, so that works. 28 divided, that fraction line means division. No, not 28 divided, that's backwards. So we cross that one out. 28 divided. Perfect. Let's keep going. Now we need to find a subtraction of 4/5 and 7/10. Well, this one works. Yes, there's 4/5 minus 7/10. 4/5 minus 7/10. 4/5. Oh, tricky. They switched it. In subtraction, order matters. Can't be that one. And let's try let's do number 3 as many. We got 2 minutes. Half as much as the difference between 2 1/4 and 3/8. Well, we just talked about difference as a key word, meaning subtract. And half, well, that half looks something like this. Or that's another way of saying divided by 2. So we need to find the difference. We got to find an answer to the subtraction problem. So I'm going to say, well, I need 2 1/4. I'm going to subtract 3/8. I'm going to do that first, put it in parentheses. Because again, I need to find an answer to the division problem. And then I want half as much. So I could do half as much, or I could keep my 2 1/4 and subtract 3/8. And at the end, I could divide it by 2. That would certainly work. Let's skip down to the letter C for a moment. 1/3, well, we could look at it as divided by 3. All right. Or and we have sum, which we know is a key word for adding. And it's an answer to adding. So in order to find 1/3 of the sum, it looks like we're going to have to add first. So 22/10 as a fraction would look like 22/10 with a 10 as a denominator, and find 1/3 of it. So you have a couple choices. You could do 1/3 times, or you might think of your 7/8 and 22/10, and you want to put them into groups of 3. So you might say divided by 3. Either one of those would certainly work.